Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John. We're still in John chapter 20, looking at the first Easter. Today we're reading verses 19 through 23. Now it's evening of Easter Sunday. The disciples have heard the news that Jesus has risen. Mary Magdalene came back from the tomb, telling them she had seen the Lord. But they're slow to believe. What incredibly good news, but still, could it possibly be? So in the evening of that Sunday, that Easter, they're together, thinking about what they've heard, wondering if it could possibly be true when Jesus comes and meets with them. So beginning at verse 19. So on the evening of the first day of the week, the disciples are together. The doors are locked for fear of the Jewish leadership. They're afraid still. Of course they would be. They've heard the news, but can it possibly be true? So they're behind locked doors. Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." After he said this, he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples were overjoyed when they saw the Lord. Suddenly, he is there. How he got there, they don't know. He's just suddenly with them. He's no longer bound by the physical limitations of the incarnation, for now he is the resurrected Lord. And though they are behind locked doors, suddenly he is in their midst. They see him. He says, "Peace." May the peace of God rest upon you, the peace that comes from knowing I have conquered the grave. They've been overcome with fear and anxiety. That's why they're hiding behind locked doors. But now he grants them peace. And it says he shows them his hands and his side. In other words, authenticating that it is he. They're not just seeing a ghost. They're not just having a hallucination. He is actually there. He shows them his hands, his side. Now we know from the meeting with Thomas in the next week, we'll come to that later, that he still bears the marks of the crucifixion, the atoning death. And that's probably what he shows them at this point. The Lord is alive. He has risen. Yes, indeed, they are overjoyed. And Jesus says again to them, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I am sending you." And with this, he breathed upon them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven." Once again, he speaks to them that word of peace. And then he lets them know they're going to be on mission for him. They're going to be on mission. I'm going to send you. As the Father sent me, the Son, into the world, so I am sending you into the world to represent me. You are going to go and carry this word, a word of forgiveness to all people. That's what it means about if you forgive anyone, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven. Because you see, they bear the gospel, the good news of forgiveness. When you offer it to the world, in Jesus, you're offering the possibility people can receive, can be forgiven. But if you do not take the gospel to them, you lock them in their sins. So you bear a great responsibility to carry my message to the world. I am sending you with this gospel of forgiveness in my name. And I'm also empowering you for the mission. He breathes upon them and says, "Receive the Holy Spirit." This is a prophetic demonstration of what's coming on the day of Pentecost, when they will be filled with the very Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, which will enable them to fulfill the mission. He breathes upon them. Now, we've talked before that in the Greek, which the New Testament is written in, as well as in Hebrew, which the Old Testament is written in, the word for breath, the word for wind, the word for spirit, they are the same word. In the Hebrew, that's ruach, and in the Greek, it's pneuma. But it's the same word we use for breath, for wind, for spirit. So his breathing upon them is a symbolic demonstration that I am giving to you the breath of God, that is the Spirit of God. And he will live within you, and he will live through you. He will enable you to fulfill the mission of carrying my gospel to all the world. You know, there's a great hymn we sing in the church based on this. "Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew." So that's a prayer to the Holy Spirit. The The breath of God is the Spirit. Breathe on me, breath of God. And that's what Jesus is doing here. He's breathing upon them, saying to them, I'm going to give you this breath of God. That is, I'm going to give you the Spirit of God, that you may carry my message, the message of the risen Lord, to all the world. So on this first Easter day, on this Easter evening, they see Jesus. They know he's alive. They receive the commission, the mission they're going to carry his gospel to the world, and they receive the promise of how they will do it. The power will come from the Holy Spirit. Oh, what a wonderful day it is on this first Easter. The Lord is risen. Join us tomorrow as we continue our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John.